we all know the history about everything that's been going on over the last couple of years and the criticism people have had with Canelo Alvarez and his choice of opponents. And that noise has gotten louder over the last couple of years. I guess people are starting to realize what the minority was saying is starting to become the majority. And I'm looking at the landscape of boxing right now, and it looks like Canelo Alvarez can step in and actually save boxing. But the only way he can actually do that is he's going to have to take one of these fights. And the fight he's going to have to take is most likely Terrence Crawford. I'm hearing about William Skull in the background, but I'm just tell you, I'm not finna report anything about William Skull and Canelo. If that happens, good for them. But as far as what the fans want to see, 2025, I'm probably just gonna talk about that because William Skull versus Canelo, that's a fight that shouldn't even be talked about. To be honest with you, you might as well fight the Bruno guy that Munguia just fought. Because to be honest with you, the belt's never been a motivation. If they were, it would have happened at 54 or 60 already. What's being done at 168. So the belts was never a motivation. In my eyes, they weren't. Not from what I seen in the body of work. But in order to save just everything he's worked hard for, he's going to need to step in the ring with Terrence Crawford. And the reason being is because nobody else cares about who else he's fighting. And it's not really being any conversations made about who he should be fighting. That's worse. So we're talking right now about guys being the face of boxing. And we're not even talking about fantasy fights we want to see them in. Or fights we want to actually see them make. We're not asking them to make fights either. So the Terrence Crawford situation, it's gonna have to work for him, hopefully. Because other than that, I haven't heard too many people ask him to fight anybody. They complain about Benavidez, but they want to see Benavidez fight Morrell. Canelo's mandatory, so. But as far as the Charlo situation, I see right now Charlo at 54. A lot is riding on him fighting a big opponent based off of what Terrence Crawford gonna do. Terrence Crawford kind of reestablished himself at another weight class, then Charlo's probably gonna slip in and fight the Baccarat guy at 54. That could be a fight. They say PBC is trying to make that happen. So, well, not trying to make it happen. That's what the possibility of it happening, is pretty high once that happens, is what I'm trying to say. The possibility of that fight goes up if Terrence Crawford fights Canelo. A lot is actually riding on Terrence Crawford fighting Canelo more than people realize. 154 really hasn't gotten started until Terrence Crawford stepped there. Then it takes a little break recently, and now all of a sudden the weight class is it's moving, but it's still moving at the rate it used to move at. You see, once he gets involved, things get to rolling. So, like I said, Canelo, once he makes his move, he'll be able to save the whole situation as far as where boxing is at, the competitiveness, everything up and down. But if he doesn't, if he wants to do something else, then he wants to do something else. Can't really stop him from doing that, but it's not going to benefit a lot of people. But he will be able to get some things done that he wants to get done. Can't really stop the man from doing what he wants to do, no matter who you are. But also, he has to realize that a lot of this stuff that he's looking to do over the next couple of years is still going to affect his career. Your career doesn't stop after you become undisputed. Look at Usyk and Crawford. They became undisputed, more pressure. And they're 2-time undisputed. Canelo's only 1-time. So think about that. He's only 1-time undisputed, and he's done enough. They're 2-time undisputed, and they're getting asked to do more. So with Benavidez also trying to fight someone, and if he gets past Morrell, the Beterbiev fight, if he gets past Bivol, that will be a situation where Benavidez will actually come out better beating a guy like Beterbiev than beating Canelo. So then Canelo would actually make boxing better either way, fighting Terrence Crawford. I'm telling you, it's all lining up the way it's supposed to. The train getting back on the tracks. Train is definitely getting back on the tracks. So I like what I'm seeing right now. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'll probably do a live about it. Try to get some stuff done. I got some stuff trying to do today. Trying to find a good time to come on, early or late. But I'll probably do a live talking about it, I guess. I want to talk about some prospects. Probably might come back on later on and talk about it, but yeah, Canelo can definitely save this whole situation with boxing. The way it's at, where it's at right now, it's kind of log jam. It's not moving at all. And he could have been made this sport a lot better a long time ago, just off his name alone. Look at what his name did for Triple G. Triple G really ain't got to do nothing now. You heard what the media have been saying. Triple G ain't got to do nothing. He can do whatever he wants. They were saying that about Triple G before they said it about Canelo. So Canelo does wonders for a boxer's career. It's just that if he would have picked bigger names and more notable names, because the guys who got picked who weren't big names, it wasn't because of talent. I'm gonna just say that right now. It wasn't based off of just talent. These guys are former champions and stuff like that. I understand that, but fighting a former champion ain't chasing the belt. That goes back to my first point when I started the video. It wasn't just about belts. But if he fights Terrence Crawford, it could save boxing, because then you'll put a situation where the people who want to see Terrence Crawford possibly lose, there you go. Congratulations. There go a possibility of him losing that you want to see. People that want to see Benavidez possibly lose, a tough fight, there you go. Because there's a lot of people who think about boxing like that. So you can feed them the crumbs that those guys want to see. And then, but then Benavidez is going to have a chance to be one of the greatest of this era and the next era. If he beats Artur Beterbiev, and then Crawford, same situation. And then you get Charlo back in the mix with Baccarat, a great opponent, good fight. Gets the PBC train back rolling. Spence and everybody, Fundora. So yeah, it'd be the perfect thing to do. It looked like a good plan to me. I think that's how things gonna go. So you might hear somebody mention that soon, but yeah, usually I think that's how the plan is gonna go. I done seen a couple of times I done said something like this, and then all of a sudden I see a random video popping up and it just be saying the same thing. I'm like, okay, dang. Just ran off on the plug, huh? That's what we doing? But yeah, that's what Canelo gonna end up, if he wants to have his name in good light, he needs to do that, because I'm just keeping it real. Ain't nobody paying attention to what he got going on right now. Nothing. I'm just being honest. He could be the face. He can be the shoulders, the elbow. Bro, I don't care what it is. That's not going to have people talking about boxing. And it's not going to pull any interest in. They're more interested in seeing guys who you already beat, who they going to fight. They naming opponents for him. They not naming any opponents for Canelo, so. Yeah, man, these guys are casual. They so casual that they don't even care about who Canelo gonna fight. Could you imagine having a favorite fighter and you don't care who he's gonna fight? I've never heard that in my life. Yeah, so boxing is different now. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't care about who the face of boxing will be fighting. You don't have an opponent he should fight, but you have opponents he shouldn't fight. Now, I've had opponents that people should fight, not just shouldn't. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've never said that I don't want to see these guys, two guys fight or something like that. A fight, like a certain fight. I've said that before. But not to have a replacement, to just say, no, I don't want to see that fight, but I don't got no other options. Nah, I ain't never said nothing like that. This is new to me, what I'm seeing. So Canelo better go out here and make some moves happen if he wants to save face, save his name, and everything else. And, you know, they're not going to force you to go out here and make a big fight, but we see now that the new generation, this generation that's fighting right now, they're not waiting. See, everybody's talking about, well, Canelo, he was too young when he fought so-and-so. Man, Floyd Schofield finna go out here and fight Shakur Stevenson. Ain't nobody waiting on that stuff as far as 23 and like these the only guys that was fighting young. Everybody does it. When they have a chance to absolutely get in the ring and fight on the pay-per-view, yeah, they gonna take it. But everybody don't get a chance like that. Let's be honest. The guys who do they take advantage of it? No, most of the time, no. They don't know what it means most of the time. That's why it's hard for guys to get back in the ring at main events after fighting Canelo, because they don't know. After fighting him, you know, you're going to diminish your name. You're not going to be looked at as a main attraction if you're not successful. So I know everybody called it the sweepstakes and everything else, but it's the devalue fight too, because once you fight him, people know who you are, but are they paying to see you? I don't know. We can look up the history on that. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.